So in today's video, I used Spot On Treadmill Belt Lubricant. It's 100% silicone. If you can see that there. For the cells to pop out, I use an embossing tool. It's not a hair dryer. You can find it on Amazon. And I use purple, red, metallic blue, metallic bronze, and old gold. I mixed just a little bit of the old gold in with the metallic bronze to get that color. And then the Artist Loft metallic blue, and then Simply acrylic brilliant red, and then Artist Loft metallic purple. And I only used 3 drops of silicone in my cup and just slightly stirred it, just like maybe 2 or 3 times. So I'm going to show you what's in my mix. It's Floetrol, 1 part Floetrol, 1 part Elmer's glue, 1 part your paint color, a little bit of distilled water if you need it, just for the consistency, and then at the last you put in 3 tiny drops of the Spot On Treadmill Belt Lubricant. It's 100% silicone. You can find that on Amazon. You can find all these products on Amazon if you want to go there. But the Floetrol I usually find at Lowe's for 13 bucks a gallon. Elmer's glue, I usually get it at Joann's craft store for around 16 bucks a gallon. Distilled water, you can get that at Walmart. And the paint, you can get that at Michael's. So, anyways, 1 part Floetrol, 1 part school glue, and 1 part paint is what I used for my mix on this one. So here I am getting ready to start the video, and I'm going to do a pour where I have a lot of negative space on there. That was my whole intention, and I'm doing a little acting right now, like I'm playing like I messed up. The reason I'm doing this voiceover to the video is because I had Pandora playing in the background, and I don't want to get another copyright strike because of copyrighted music playing in the background. I don't need that. I remember last time I was doing one of those videos where I talked over it. My wife started up a blender in the background, and it didn't turn out so hot, but I left it in there. I really like this copper color that I put in there. It made it fun. I've got a lot of different types of blues and some purple going on.
Swipe it.
Uh-oh.
Swipe it.
Man, I gotta swipe it.
Swipe it.
I'd swipe that. Oh, that's a good one.
It's Uncle Snyder from Sheboygan, Wisconsin in Swipinator 26. He won't go away.
Uncle Snyder knows.
He's relentless.
We have a serious situation.
He's borderline creepy.
I mean, seriously. And I'm a smugger the delicious.
He swipes all the time.
You're a stud.
It's Uncle Snyder from Sheboygan, Wisconsin in Swipinator 26.
I wonder if Uncle Snyder is like really my uncle. He just showed up one day and he's really creepy, and he wears those creepy glasses, you know? I wonder if I should call the police on him. I probably should. It's about that time. So, anyhow, I decided to start swiping like Uncle Schneider says, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to put more paint on the canvas and get rid of the negative space. So I start getting creative. Oh yes, so creative. Look at that. Splashes across the canvas. Paint everywhere. Yes, splash it more. Look at the beautiful globs. Beautiful. That's me trying to talk French. So then I put some red in there, and I think it really accentuated it. And at the end, you'll see where I believe it looks like lava in the ocean. Looks like lava tearing across the ocean floor and creating all these bubbles and everything. At least that's what I think. You might have a different interpretation of the colors. Push that big old glob off to the side. So I'm still trying to be careful about putting on too much paint and where to put the paint. So I'm kind of going slow here, because I don't want to swipe too much and blend the colors all together. Sometimes when you swipe too much, that's what happens. And that's what happens if you play with your painting too much. You just kind of ruin it. So in that case, I just keep adding more color. So the bottom part really did turn out looking like the ocean floor. I'm going to add in a little more purple here. And I can't wait to show you the end where the painting really dries so nice. I have this one hanging in my office, and it's a really fun painting to look at. It has so many different colors and layers to it. So I'm finishing off the top there. And I'm really liking how it's looking. Liking how it's looking, that's a pretty cool phrase. Got to add some more purple in there, a little more light blue. But I got to catch it before it starts going everywhere. Oh yeah, the swipe. The Swipinator. So a lot of the bubble looking things up top is where the paint is reacting to the silicone, and it kind of blocks it with the light reflection up top, and that's where I'll show you at the end of the video. I'll show you better where without the light reflections hitting it so much. You'll be able to see what it looks like better. So I'm trying to fill in that little flat spot right there where you can see down into the canvas. You can see how the paint starts stretching back into it. And that's almost it. Got to cover it just a little bit more. And voila. That is the painting. So now I'm going to hit it with the embossing tool. And this is not a hair dryer, and no, I don't recommend using a hair dryer. A hair dryer blows way too much air out, and it will change the whole dynamic of your painting, whereas this just blows out medium heat. It's not a heat gun, but it has more directed heat. Here is the paint wet, still wet after I hit it with the embossing tool. And I'm really loving it, and I'm hoping it's going to stay. And it did. And I was so surprised at how flat the paint dried out. I was really taken back about that because it almost looks as if I had printed it on there. It was so flat to the canvas. But I love how all the colors really stayed and they didn't blend together too much, because sometimes on paintings you get where the colors blend together and you lose the cells and everything, but this one really stayed, and I was surprised, especially having that many different colors in there. You could tell a lot of it looks really shadowed. And so this is the final piece as it is sprayed with a sealer coat. I always like to show that too, because it's kind of a finished piece then. It's ready to hang up on the wall. And this one is hanging up on the wall now. But I really love how the look of the ocean lava splitting across the continental plates there is coming out, and it's forming some bubbles, and I love it. I love the look of it, and it turned out to be a powerful painting. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe.